Welcome to Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, brought to you by William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. Earlier on I spoke to Steve Brown at Cafe 501 in Bristol to ask his views about last week's Premier League from Liverpool. So Steve, last week's tips got off to a flyer, 7-2 tip we had on Wade in Chisnall, 6-0. It went in.
Yeah, no, I was confident that was going to be a draw, that one. Yeah. No, both informed players, and Chizzy coming into with a bit of form. Yeah.
Nice that. And of course, the second game on, Raymond van Barneveld, 5-1 up, 6-3 up. He manages to only get a draw out of the game against Peter Wright. We tipped up Barney on that one, Steve. That hurt a bit.
Yeah, no, I seen Peter Wright coming back, and I thought, you know, if anybody listened to us last week would have lost out on that one, but only just. Yeah,
that's it. And Taylor, of course, he'd done the business, as he always does. It seems to be doing the business at the moment. 7-1 win against Stephen Bunting. We got no qualms there. That he played well.
Yeah, well, we called that one, didn't we?
Yeah, and of course, Michael, he's 3-1 down. He ends up going in against the world champion Gary Anderson, 10-11. We tipped that. We wouldn't say it's a massive tip in Michael Van Gogh to win anything, but it was a little bit more one-sided because Gary couldn't hit his doubles.
No, also we knew, going into the game, we both knew that Michael had a very good win ratio against Gary. So
yeah, that's right. You mentioned that, and then of course the last game on, another. Hey, you tipped the draw 4-1. I went 7-2 Highbricks. You went 4-1 the draw. Hey, 6-0 Lewis against Highbricks. Good work there, Steve.
Yes, thank you very much.
So anyone listening to Steve Brown last week would have won nice money. So yeah, good work, because that leaves the league table. MVG, he's out in front on 6, and we've got Chisnall on 5, Taylor, Wade and Anderson all on 4, Lewis on 3, then Barney, Highbricks, Bunting and Wright all propping up the field on 1 point each. Friday, Saturday and Sunday were the last 3 days of this year's UK Open qualifiers. On Friday, Michael Van Gogh finds himself 5-2 down against Jelle Klaassen. Jelle misses 10 match doubles, and this Michael wins 6-5 to extend his winning streak to an incredible 28 matches and 39 out of 40 since his World Championship defeat against Gary Anderson. Phil Taylor and Andrew Gilden made the semi-finals. On to Saturday, Michael Smith won his third Pro Tour. He beat Adrian Lewis at 6-5. Terry Jenkins puts to an end Michael's incredible run at 31 matches. He's got a bit of a sign really over Michael. He beat him last year at Butlins in the UK Open, and he also beat him in the Butlins in the Players' Championship. In the semi-final, we saw Darrell Gurney and also Eddie Dutson. Amazing story. He got his tour card in January at Wigan in a qualifying score. So that's a great story there for Eddie. On to Sunday, Phil Taylor. He wins 6-2 against Ian White. Ian White earlier in the day in the quarter-final against Mervyn King banged in a 9-darter there. Semi-final efforts there from Barney and Lewis. So that's it. The field is now known. Everyone's heading, and all the roads lead down to Butlins in Minehead on the 6th, 7th and 8th of March. £300,000 worth of prize money and £60,000 for the winner. And of course, Adrian Lewis will be hoping to defend his title. So the fourth week of the Premier League is in Belfast at the Odyssey Arena. And back to Steve as we try and pick some value from William Hill with this week's odds. So on to week number 4 from the Odyssey Arena in Belfast, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get you some more value from William Hill. Steve, first game on, Kim Highbricks 15-8, 7-2 to draw, even money Chizzy, second in the table. What's your fancy?
I fancy a draw on this one. I think Kim will be buoyed from that last weekend, last week. So I think, I fancy I'll go to draw now.
We're going to get 7-2 the draw there. Gary Anderson 10-11, 7-2 to draw again against Wadey, who is 2-1. Gary Anderson 10-11, maybe. Are you going to go?
I'll go with Gary on that one, yeah.
Yeah, 10-11, might be just under evens there, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Van Gogh, he's absolutely on fire, but 4-7, I always say 4-7, I think is too short on in this sort of class. 4-1 the draw, 3-1 the 2 times world champion, Adrian Lewis. I'm not going to go 4-7, it's too short. What do you think?
I think that's going to be a draw.
A draw, we're going to go for another draw. The draws say they went in last week, 3 draws last week. Stephen the Bullet Bunting, he's 6-5. Barney is 6-4. He needs points. Bunting needs points. 130 to draw.
I think personally I'll go with Barneveld because he's going to have the crowd behind him.
Yeah.
As he does, you know, in England or in Ireland. So and I think just that the occasion might get to Bunting on that one.
Yeah, I get 6-4. Say Barney, because like I said, the part-time crowd. Any English players, they're going to have it.
I've played Barney a few times, and tough enough playing Barney, let alone the Barney army behind him. So yeah, I would go with Barney on that one.
Barney on it at 6-4. And the last game on the evening, 2-5, Phil the Power Taylor. I think in a way, you can never overlook Phil Taylor, but he's playing fantastically well, doing great. Of course, weekend at Wigan in the UK Open qualifiers, but he's 2-5, 2-5. That's very short. 9-2 to draw, or 9-2 Peter Wright. He's only got 1 point on the board. I can't go 9-2 Peter Wright.
I personally think Peter Wright will be buoyed again from coming back from 5-1 last week.
Yeah.
The value there is 9-2 to draw.
Okie doke. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, our tips this week from myself and of course from Steve Brown. We're going 7-2 Hybrex and Chizzy. The draw, we're going 10-11 Gary Anderson to beat James Wade. The draw, Michael Van Gogh at 4-1 against Adrian Lewis. Barney 6-4 against the Bullet Stephen Bunting, and a 9-2 draw, Phil Taylor against Peter Wright. Steve.
Bombers banker this week is Barneveld to beat Bunting 6-4.
And Paul's tungsten tip is Michael Van Gogh and Adrian Lewis to draw at 4-1. Steve, thank you very much for your time, your hospitality here today at Cafe 501.
No worries, thank you very much. Pay on the way out.
Yeah, lovely. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for joining us on Tungsten Tales, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget you can win a t-shirt signed by Gary Anderson. All you've got to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Like our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter. And join us again next week on Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, where I'll be joined by Steve Brown and we're trying to get some value from William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. We'll see you then.